So moving are their works, so powerful, so topical of society itself, that they have come to seem possibility in its most realistic form, and through this we gain freedom. What draws us to Gilbert and Sullivan is more than just the wit, writing, and production of their works. It is the eternity of raw possibility that we draw from the heart and soul of Gilbert and Sullivan.
It's a new student club on the campus, which is devoted to the goal of trying to have and put on at least one Gilbert and Sullivan piece, one Gilbert and Sullivan operetta every year here on campus. They were two Englishmen. They lived in the Victorian era, which means the late 19th century in England. W.S. Gilbert was a barrister, which means a lawyer who goes into court, and he wrote these comic satires on government, society, and law, and he collaborated with Arthur Sullivan, later Sir Arthur Sullivan. They were both eventually knighted. Sullivan was a distinguished composer, classically educated, trained composer of some distinction, and they collaborated in the writing of about 12 or 14 really sensational light operettas, which have been very popular ever since. It's hard to point to one specific thing that makes them so appealing. It's a combination of Gilbert's wit, the brilliance of his satires, his stories, his comic characters, and it's also Sullivan's music. Sullivan is a wizard of music, and the combination of them really is what I think has been appealing, and they've been translated into many languages, performed all around the world. Practically every college, or many colleges, have some kind of Gilbert and Sullivan society. This year we're trying to do The Gondoliers, which is a two-act operetta that they wrote, which is set, the first act is set in Venice, and the second act is set in a Spanish island somewhere in the Mediterranean, a made-up Spanish island. So it has some Italian themes to it. It has a song that's sung only in Italian. I think it's the only song in Gilbert and Sullivan that's sung entirely in a foreign language. And it has, of course, also some Spanish dancing and some Spanish themes to it as well. It also has some magnificent Sullivan music, some of his best, and a very interesting and funny satire on government. I think that students who are involved in the production get some experience with acting and singing and public speaking, but they also get something else. I think they get an opportunity to work closely with their colleagues as students, their peers, and also with some faculty that are involved in the productions. It's a joint faculty-student effort. And that maybe is something that some students don't always get a chance to do in other contexts. The people who come to the performances are entertained, hopefully, and enjoy the shows, are able to appreciate the music and the satire and learn something about government and about Gilbert and Sullivan.